Real quick note before we get started, timestamps are down in the description. This video is sponsored by Comica. Today we're taking a look at their VM30 shotgun mic. So we start off with this really nice carrying case. We got a lot of stuff to cover in here. You got a couple of different windscreens. You have a USB-C cable with a little adapter on the end, USB-A. You have some TRRS and TRS cables here to plug into your camera, things like that. Instruction manual. You have a mount for a microphone stand. You have this little shock mount for a tripod, which I think is kind of cool. A wireless receiver body pack, and of course the aforementioned VM30 shotgun mic. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at all this, see what it sounds like. Thank you, Comica, for sponsoring this video. This is the VM30 shotgun mic. So once again, a huge shout out to Comica for sending out the VM30 shotgun mic for us to check out together. There are links down there in the description if you want to go and check one of those out for yourself, if you like the way that it sounds. Now, first and foremost, you're hearing my voice through this microphone. I'm doing that so you can hear the transition for when we actually start to use it, and you can be the judge for yourself here. Now, a couple things before we get started. First and foremost, read your instruction manual, guys. It will give you all the different kinds of ways that you can use this microphone, which I'll cover them obviously here. But if you have any more questions, obviously the instruction manual is your friend. Secondly, we're going to be doing a wired test here. And I'm going to test it in a couple of different positions. I'm going to use it as a boom, which I already have a mic stand set up here. It does come, you notice this spot here missing. It does come with like your standard microphone holder thing, one that kind of just like it sits like that in it, right? It's up there. I have that set up and we'll use it as that. Then we'll put it like directly behind the camera to kind of try to simulate if you were to mount it on your camera and use it for like a vlog style thing, just to try to get some stuff there. And yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll test it out, like I said, a couple ways. I may even hold it like handheld. You can do that if you'd like. And we'll just see what that sounds like. So we're going to be doing wired connections. This is a wireless mic, by the way, which is a huge selling point for me. I really like that. But here's the thing. I can't seem to figure out, with my setup anyway, how to record a proper signal from the receiver. So say like into my DAW, which is what I was trying to do. I tried to use the provided cables, the TRRS cables and all that kind of stuff, and it came out really almost like blown out, like the gain was way up, but I was barely getting a signal. So it just did not sound very good. Now, is that a dig on this to say that it's bad? Absolutely not, because I've used the wireless system with some headphones. I've just paired it and put some headphones in and listened to it, and it sounds fantastic wirelessly. There was no latency, nothing like that. So if you can find a way like to use it with your camera, if you have a camera that you can plug audio in directly and record audio into your camera, it'll work fine. I just can't figure out a way to do it in my DAW. I think I'm using the incorrect adapters. I think that's what it is. But again, I digress. So we're going to be using the provided USB-C cable, which I've already taken it out, as you can tell. But this is cool because it's got USB-C on one end, and on the other end, it's got a little adapter here where it's USB-C, but then you can plug in the USB-A to plug it into your computer and record it that way. So you have a myriad of different ways that you can record audio from this microphone. The way that I'm going to be doing this is I'm going to be using USB-C to USB-C. So we're going to, for example, plug in the mic there, and then we're going to plug it into my phone, which is actually capturing camera 2 picture for you guys. So that's how we're going to do that. But first and foremost, let me just go ahead and show you how you turn on the mic and everything, all of that. So if you want to connect wirelessly, there's an orange button on the side of the receiver here. You just hold that, it will turn on. You'll see it comes up like that. That orange button also acts as a mute button. So if you're looking here, you can see a couple of indicators on the screen on the far left over here where I'm pointing. It shows if it's connected or not. Then you have a little microphone thing there. If you press the orange button, you'll see that it will mute it. Where it says 12 dB, that's your gain, obviously, and there are more knobs or buttons on the side, not knobs. Buttons here to control the gain. And then over on the side there, you have the battery indicator. And then the receiver obviously charges via USB-C on the side there. To turn on the mic, same kind of deal. Got like a little Wi-Fi looking button there. You press and hold that, and then you should get the screen lighten up there with all your stuff. Again, it has a little Wi-Fi looking indicator there to show that it is connected. It says NOR for normal mode. And then you have a battery indicator over there too. It's probably kind of small if you can see that. There's a better look at it. Down at the bottom of the mic here, there's a little knob that you can turn. That is a gain knob. It goes up to 10, down to 0, obviously. So we are connected here wirelessly, and I'll show you that if you talk into it, You may not be able to hear it, but you can see that level meter jumping up and down. So you can tell that it works. I don't know why I'm talking into it like you can hear that, but you can tell that it works. You have a safety button up there too. Basically what that'll do is I think it cuts out like 75, 150, and then it's like a high pass filter. So you got like built-in filters there, which is kind of cool. So if you got something that's real boomy, you can put that on, cut those out. Really, really cool. Cut those out at the source. So that's pretty much the mic in a nutshell. You have the out there on the side. You have the out at the top of the receiver with a headphone port there. So really cool. So I've talked for like 5 minutes in this mic. You want to hear what this mic sounds like. So let's go ahead and boom it up.
Did somebody say boom?
And we'll record it via USB-C audio and see what that sounds like. All right, so we have the Comica VM30 boomed up, ready to go. You can probably see on camera too. Hello, there's where it's at. Hopefully you can see kind of where I have it positioned. So it's kind of up right out of frame of this camera, pointed right down at my mouth, kind of maybe towards my chin. That way it's not directly on my mouth. I do not have a windscreen on it because I kind of want to see what it all sounds like while we have, you know, just in a room with no wind. Obviously, if we were in a wind tunnel, we would probably try to put on these two little things here. But seeing as we're not, we're just gonna see how it sounds. Something else I wanted to make of note too here. So again, you can see here where the thing that's holding the mic, right? It will screw onto pretty much any standard mic stand, which I think is kind of cool. So you can use it on like a boom stand, which is just a regular mic stand it's like a makeshift boom, right? So I'm doing that, but it did come with this little adapter here that was inside of it, that was like already installed. Very easy to unscrew. So if it doesn't fit, it will fit. You just have to take this out. I literally just took my finger, stuck it in there, and just kind of gave it a couple twists, came right out. But if you have a stand that needs that adapter, you do get it, which is really cool, I think. So I'm, again, hoping that this just sounds, and I'm just trying to talk just to see, you know, kind of what it sounds like. And I'm sorry for the cable hanging down right in front of camera 2 over there, but there you go. So again, right out of frame, I'm hoping it sounds pretty good. From the tests that I've done with the wireless, it sounded pretty good otherwise, so there you go. Let's go ahead and move it down to right behind this camera and see kind of what it sounds like if you're direct on. Okay, so as you can see from camera 2 right over there, this is kind of our setup. So what I've got it doing is kind of simulating what it would be like if you had the VM30 mounted directly to your camera. My camera doesn't have that little mount at the top of it, so I'm using this. But what it's also doing is utilizing the little shock mount that comes with it, which you can use with a tripod, right? So I have a lot of tripods. So this is actually how I use my setup with my other little shotgun mic that I have. Is it's got the little mount like you have up there. It's a little shock mount thing. And you just kind of lower it in there. It clamps it. It ain't going nowhere. And you screw it onto a tripod, and then you can put it wherever you want. You can like makeshift boom it, something like that, set it further away, whatever, and it works just fine. And it especially works if you're doing something like where you're USB-C'ing it to my phone, like I'm doing to record the audio. Now again, I've not heard the audio yet from this, so I'm hoping it sounds pretty good because this is pretty much directly on my face, maybe a little higher than my mouth, which is fine. And you know, like I said, so I'll probably come back after these segments and just say like, yes, it sounds good, or I didn't really like it, but I'm trying to let you be the judge for yourself. All right, so I've got most of the video edited. This is the ending part, obviously, just my final thoughts on what I think about the Comica VM30 shotgun mic. Now, before I tell you what I think, leave a comment down there and tell me what you think of the audio quality as you've heard it, as I've presented it to you. So I think it sounds really, really nice. For the price, I think this is a great option for anybody to consider if you're looking for a shotgun mic or you're looking to kind of up your mic game, your audio game. I will say one thing, I did make a pretty rookie mistake, and that was that before I started recording, I did not check the gain knob on the back of the mic, and it was at like a 9 out of 10. So the gain, it was very, very boosted. I was able to do some post-production magic and fix it a little bit. You can still tell that maybe the audio is a little bit clipped, but it still sounds pretty good. Even clipped, it sounded pretty good because it wasn't like completely blown out. I just had to lower the volume just a little bit to get it back to sounding good. I've done some tests afterwards, and again, it sounded fine. So USB-C audio sounds great. Love that. Just make sure that gain knob is turned down. Same thing if you were using the wireless body pack here, the receiver. If you are using this and you can plug it into a source where it's going to capture the audio from this, that's great. Again, with the provided TRS cables, TRRS cables, whatever, the provided cables that you get, you should have no problem with that, especially if your camera can take one of those cables and record the audio. I think this is a great option for anybody looking to do like vlogging or things like this where you have studio settings where you are trying to record stuff. I think this is a great option for anybody maybe getting started with YouTube. This is a really good mic option because again, I have it boomed back up. This is you're hearing the audio from this now. Hopefully not as boosted, but I really like it boomed. I really like the way that it sounds. If you put it behind the camera or mount it on your camera, it's going to sound great. Obviously, with all of that extra gain on board, if you were to put this clear across the room and point it straight at you, you would probably get crystal clear audio. No problems. So the Comica VM30, it gets a big thumbs up from me. 2 big thumbs ups, as a matter of fact. I think it sounds absolutely fantastic. So again, there are links down there in the description. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think about it. If you've had any previous experiences with Comica, and if you use this mic or any of their other products, I'd love to check out some more of their products if they want to work with me again. So thank you very much, Comica, for sending out the VM30 shotgun mic. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching this video. Again, check the links in the description. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.